I feel like this is one that we get quite a lot. How do I choose between DTF screen print and heat transfer vinyl for starting a new business?
It's a good question. I guess it really depends on what type of business you're going for.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing like small run stuff and it's just black or white, or if it's multicolor, I'll go DTF on the small run stuff. And then once I got to about 10 to 25 units of the same design each time, then I'd switch between Inkjet or Ultracolor Pro, depending on how many colors, because you're going to get a better price.
That's the
So if I was running my own business, that's how I would do it. I would, even at 10 units, you can look for good price breaks with us. So that's the way to look at it. There's volume breaks at 100 to 200, 300, 400, 500 and so on. So as you grow, you can actually bring your prices down, which is quite nice.
Yeah, and even for a new business, like there's no sort of wrong choice in terms of decoration method, because they all look amazing, feel amazing, will last, providing you apply them correctly. But it is just thinking about pricing from the beginning stages of your business through to the end, so that you can be profitable and you can grow and scale.
Yeah, and then with regards to vinyl, it really depends on what effect you're trying to achieve.
So you'd go for heat transfer vinyl more so for speciality finishes than you would for generic.
Because there's certain things you can do with vinyl that you can't do with anything else. Like if you want that glitter finish, it still looks best in vinyl.
Yeah.
We have shimmer transfers which look amazing, but if glitter is what the customer wants, what you want, then glitter vinyl is the way to go. Flock vinyl still looks really good. If you want to start with silicone vinyl could be a good place to start with there as well. It's really easy to cut and weed. Looks great on shirts. Or if you're just doing like big sports numbers, you can get quite a lot done with vinyl there still, because the main reason to decide when to switch is really, it comes down to like how much time you spend weeding. So if you don't spend much, if it's just like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they're giant numbers, then there's not much weeding. So
no, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, go with vinyl because it'll be probably more cost effective for you.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to, is what is going to be the most cost effective for the business, and not just in terms of the buy price. It's the work price that's involved, how much labor is involved in each
production time for each decoration process. That's
the main choice between vinyl and transfers, is how much work is involved in it for me. If it balances, then fine. If it doesn't balance, then you've got to go with transfers.
If you were weeding the design that you're wearing, that would be way too much time, like with the little cavities in there, and when you start to pick apart like eyes and stuff like that, and you lose the top of them, and you're like, well, that's a waste of an entire design. That's when you move from vinyl to transfers.
Exactly. You've really got to depend on what your overall game is that you want to, and what you're trying to achieve, because that's when you also need to say, okay, do I need a small cutter or a big cutter? And then obviously there's quite a big price difference between those two as well. So you need to
I do also think that with like vinyl and transfers, a lot of people, let's say for example, they just want to do short runs and vinyl is more cost effective. How long are you going to be doing those short runs? Because if you invest in a vinyl cutter, they're not overly expensive, but it's still an outlay to your business that you're going to have to consider. And if in the next 2 to 3 months you're considering doing slightly higher orders with transfers anyway, is it worth just skipping the vinyl and going straight for transfers from a initial investment?
It really comes down to what the end customer is. I would say depends, are you personalizing? Are you going to be prototyping a lot? In that case, you're better off just doing it with vinyl in your own time rather than ordering lots of transfers each time. Well, is the specialty finish a big factor? Because I think that with vinyl is quite a good place to start with, because I think that, we've both started using vinyl when we first joined here because it's part of our induction program. But you learn a lot about transfers from vinyl. You learn
reversing and all that
I think you learn how to be. It's a good basis for being a decorator. That it's a good skill set to have. But a vinyl cutter could be £350, so it's not a massive outlay. It's only really if you're like, okay, my business is glitter, or I'm really going to concentrate on that as a product I want to offer people. And then if you start to do volume with glitter, then you have to think about, actually, maybe I need the Graph Tech cutter, which could be more like £3,500.
That's where the price comes into it.
that's when it's like, okay, but it's really like, what do your customers want? Because you can get a cutter and you can get vinyl next day. That's easy. You can get transfers in 2 days, 1 day if it's Ultracolor Max, but you've really got to let the work dictate. If you already started out and you've got some work, we'll use that as your basis. If you've got no work, then I'd wait and see what work you got first, and then go from there. Yeah, because you can get everything quickly, and you're not going to be having a negative effect on the job you're offering with turnaround time, because it's just so quick to get it.
It's all within a couple of days, isn't it? Yeah.